Everybody, this is going to be a tattoo aftercare video. I'm just gonna basically explain to you what you should and need to do after you get your tattoo. So initially, once your tattoo artist is finished, he's gonna place like saran wrap or some kind of bandage over your tattoo, and he's probably gonna advise that you keep it on there for at least an hour or two. Just so, for one, it is an open wound, so it's just to kind of help keep bacteria from getting in. And two, you're going to leak a lot. The first 2 days, I think, normally with the first day or so, you're going to be leaking a lot of plasma and probably a little bit of blood, depending on if you're a bleeder or not, like I am. Not too bad of a bleeder, but I did bleed. So what you're going to do is you're going to want to keep that on your tattoo as advised by your artist. And what you're going to want to do is once you do take that off, the saran wrap or the bandage off, you're going to want to wash it. Now your hand is your best tool. You don't want to scrub. You don't want to, be rough. You just want to take some lukewarm water, maybe a little bit warmer than lukewarm, and you want to wash your tattoo with antibacterial soap. And then you just want to take your water, wash it off. You want to be very gentle while you're doing this, not to pull any ink, not to be rough, because it is fresh, it is new. You want to make sure you get all that plasma off, because if you don't, because like me, I'm an extremely fast healer. So even with the washing and everything, I still kind of started to scab up after barely 12 hours. So you really want to make sure you're cleaning that really well. Do not pick your scabs. I can't advise you enough not to pick the scabs. If you pick the scabs, you're most likely going to pull the ink. Don't do it. With the washing of your tattoo, you want to do that about maybe 3 to 4 times a day. It does kind of soften up the scabs a little bit, and they will eventually fall off on their own, but do not pick. For the first 2 to 3 days, you're going to want to use some type of ointment. The ointment that my artist told me to use is Aquaphor by Eucerin, I think it's called. Just looks like that. And you can get this in the diaper, where the baby diapers are. You don't want to use A&D ointment or Vaseline, because what that does is it can pull the ink and make it leak, or it can clog your pores, and you don't want that. You want to be able to have your tattoo breathe. So he recommended this, and all you want to do is you just kind of want to take a small amount and just kind of like rub it in almost, but you want to do a very, very thin layer of it, and you're going to want to do that a couple times a day for 2 to 3 days. Now, once you hit that third or fourth day, you're going to want to switch over to a unscented dye-free lotion. Fragrance-free and all that too. And what I use is the Lubriderm Daily Moisture Lotion, and it just looks like this, and it really helps. So you're going to want to use this until you start, I don't know, maybe for about a week and a half to 2 weeks, until you're at least healed fully. This helps to keep it moist. It will help, because I know, like right now, I'm going through that peeling, itchy stage. I find that this does help to kind of relieve the itching, and you don't want to itch a tattoo when you're going through this stage. That is probably the worst thing you could do, because you're going to start peeling all the ink off, and it's just, you don't want to have to risk pulling out ink. So if you have a very itchy tattoo, some people say to slap it. What I do is I just take a little bit of lotion and I just rub it in, and it usually takes care of that. So you're going to want to use this for about a week and a half to 2 weeks after your 2 to 3 days of using this. For what you can't do, You want to stay out of the water or taking a bath for at least 2 weeks. Only reason is because the ink can pull because you're submerging it, so you can have that possibility of the ink leaking. You want to try and stay out of the sun as much as possible because your tattoo will fade since it is a fresh tattoo. If you're out in the sun for a long period of time with it exposed to the sun, it will fade. I think those are mainly the two things you want to stay away from for at least the first 2 weeks to a month. And then when you are cleaning it, make sure you're using a paper towel. I use Bounty paper towels. You don't want to use a cloth because you're going to, well, for one, like washcloths, they hoard germs. So you have a fresh wound, you don't want to get that bacteria in there and get an infection. Two, cloths they can be very rough, very coarse, and by going over your tattoo when you're washing it, you have, again, that of scratching it, pulling out the ink. So you want to refrain from using a washcloth or any kind of towel. Just use a regular, paper towel. Bounty seems to be the best for me. It's soft. You're not going to do any damage. You're not going to get any bacteria in that. So, but that is the main aftercare for your tattoo. So I hope this was pretty informative for you. And if you have any questions or comments, you can either post it below or you can PM me, and I'll get back to you most likely ASAP. So thank you for watching, and I will talk to you all later. Bye.